Star Wars The Last Jedi is a very strange yet refreshing cinematic take that not only flirts with the boundaries on what a Star Wars movie should be, but as well plays on the borderlines of sci-fi and even the Marvel superhero films. It's basically a Star Wars movie in which you've never seen before and likely never expected to see, given how complex and deep it goes into certain aspects and elements of the Force, some of which are cool but tend to make you scratch your head more than really applaud. Now, I went into The Last Jedi with surprisingly high expectations, especially for someone who, let's just say after seeing The Force Awakens, I left the movie theater literally hating Star Wars for an entire day. That movie really left a bad taste of the sequel trilogy for me, and I figured it would only go downhill from there. So what did I think about the second installment of the new trilogy, The Last Jedi then? Well, there was things that I liked and disliked about it. I'll start off first by acknowledging the elephant in the room. A big problem many people had of The Force Awakens is just how unoriginal it was and a retread of A New Hope. Naturally, people assumed this would be the case with The Last Jedi in being a copycat of The Empire Strikes Back. And let me just stop you right there, as fortunately that's not the case here. The Last Jedi actually deals with an original, well, kind of original story. By that I mean the beginning plot of the movie mimics an already existing Star Wars story, which is the Rebel Alliance escaping from Yavin 4 after the destruction of the first Death Star, as the Empire knows of their location and is coming for them. And even though that story is canon, but since it was never really shown on screen before and is only used as a plot device to move us along, I'll give The Last Jedi a pass here. Now granted, there are a bit of moments taken straight out of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but when just looking at the core story here, I'm satisfied with what we got. Anyways, the beginning of the movie is exceptionally fun, exciting, and feels like something straight out of the original trilogy. We've got comedy, action, and tension all rolled up together in a neat opening package. It's the second act where the movie starts to not only drag, but as well start to raise some eyebrows. Some are worse than others, but you just roll with it. I guess expecting a good payoff later on. Alright, so to recap, the first act is good, the second act not so much. So how does the third act play out? Well, this is where things get a little tricky. The third act without a doubt does pick up the pace exceptionally well, and this is where all the epic parts of the movie really start to take place. You get some major questions answered, and all the incredible battles and fight scenes that look nothing short but stunning. However, and yes, there is a however, this is also where the movie starts to play with your emotions and make you second guess with what you're seeing on the screen right before you, to the point where you're ultimately left with a frustrating and confusing ending, which really seems tacked on for dramatic effect. Now, this movie had a lot of positives, as it is a stunning piece of modern cinema, with fantastic acting, amazing cinematography, and good music. Rian Johnson's take on Star Wars truly is a unique and quite honestly entertaining one, but it's also one that will be largely divided by the Star Wars fan community forever, and can be argued whether the decisions Brian made here were a better fit for a Marvel movie more so than something part of the Star Wars franchise. And clearly, this is far from a perfect film, because it does come packed with flaws, many flaws, such as it leaves you with far more questions than actual answers. Some "what were they thinking?" moments that not only frustrate, but at times kill the movie immersion completely, along with a lot of missed opportunities that truly would have made this movie potentially one of the best trilogy movies ever. While I did without a doubt enjoy this movie more so than Force Awakens, it's still behind Rogue One for me on the list of Star Wars movies in the Disney era. Overall, in my humble opinion, while this movie is clearly well made and has a lot going for it, all of the positives are just far too outweighed by the negatives that really make you question how much better it could have been if only they did so and so differently. The end product not only left me disappointed, but also let me down to what I, like other fans, really wanted to see here. And because of the ending of this movie, now we won't ever be able to see some of the things we've been waiting for since the Return of the Jedi to see on the big screen. Now, if you're a simple casual Star Wars fan and can look past of some of the bizarre plot and character choices, along with liking the idea of a Marvel-esque type of Star Wars movie, you'll be that much better for it, as I really think this is the type of audience this movie was really created in mind for. But all I can say now is J.J. Abrams sure has an incredibly daunting task left for him now in Episode 9, which, who knows, may even struggle to beat out some of the WTF moments from this one. But that'll do it for my spoiler-free review. Expect to see several more videos from me in the coming days where I'll be going more in depth in what I liked, didn't like, and what they could have done better, and as well some explanations for some of the more confusing things in The Last Jedi. This is N7 from SYLO, signing off.